haven't gone live in a long time. I should make posts about when I'm going to go live. But I'm just talking about what's in my heart, what situation I'm in at the moment. And if you saw my last reel, I was saying that I was grateful because I was with, my partner for almost 2 years, and we only had one argument, which to me, that is monumental. My past marriage, my past relationship, it was very volatile. When we disagreed, we argued, we yelled, we throw things. And I understand now I'm 48, I'm older, I have more experience. Honestly, I think I'm a better person after I lost my arm. Before I lost my arm, I was very aggressive, always on the go. I had a very, stressful career doing nursing, always being on top of stuff. So I was extremely aggressive, like very aggressive, more than normal for a female. And for me to be in a relationship that we've had one disagreement, one argument, and even the argument was, yes, yelling, of course, you're emotional, but it wasn't throwing objects. It wasn't calling out each other out our names, because I have a very volatile tongue. My tongue is venomous. And sometimes people don't realize that words cut harder than a knife. Physical injury heals, but emotional and mental, injuries don't. It takes a minute to basically bounce back. Thank you for everybody that's with me. Like I said, I haven't been live in a long time, but I said I was going to start sharing more stuff with you guys, and I am. And I realize now this relationship is so different because I communicate. I learned how to use my words. Before, if I felt some kind of way, I used to act out. I didn't speak, what I was feeling. Now I can say, I don't agree because it makes me feel this kind of way. Or I feel this way towards the situation. Or I am brave enough to say, you have hurt my feelings because this is what you said. Before, I didn't behave like that. Before, if you hurt my feelings, I was going to throw something. I was going to curse you out. I was just going to be violent and aggressive. And it's one thing, I understand guys tell me all the time, oh yeah, my ex is crazy or whatever. But I do have a mental illness that I take medication for that helps with my aggression. Because of the trauma that I endured a lot of trauma growing up, and the trauma was so severe for so long that it carried on, that it mentally and physically changed the actual production of my brain. So, but I'll share that. That'll be another live, another story about the trauma that I endured growing up, just my back history. But what I'm just astonished getting back, what I'm just completely mind blown, that it took me to the age of 48 for me to realize that communication is the key. You can have love, you can have lust. He can be giving you the best dick, she can be giving you the best, cat, but that fades. If you want longevity, you have to have some kind of foundation. And I understand a lot of us that come from certain situations, from certain backgrounds, from certain trauma, it's hard for us to open up. And for me, it was easy for me to be a provider and a protector. That's what I was. That's what I did. That's who I am. But now I am learning to be more submissive. I am learning to allow somebody else to lead. And as a dominant female that doesn't want to die alone, that doesn't want to be alone for the rest of her life as I go into my golden years, I realize that the common denominator to my relationship, my marriage not working out, was me. I didn't use my words. I was very violent. I was very aggressive. I did not allow a man to be a man. I was very dominant. And this is true. You see the memes, you see the saying, you see the status. A dominant female will submit if you are the right dominant. And I am living proof. I do not submit for nothing. I'm alpha all day. The professions that I had to be dominant. I couldn't be submissive. Because of my trauma, I had to be dominant. I was a single mother. I had to be dominant because I had to feed my cubs. You know, failure was never an option. And having that mentality is what got me through my accident and losing my arm. But I realized that that characteristic doesn't always work great in a healthy relationship. You cannot have two drivers of a vehicle. You cannot have two presidents of a company. One has to take the lead. And because I was so dominant, I never gave up that power. But now this relationship is different. I let a man be a man. It's biblical. The man is the head of the household. I allow him to do that, and I give him that respect. Like, I ask his opinion about things. Before, I didn't care. I would go to work and decide I wanted to buy a new car without asking my husband. I just went and bought a new car. I didn't ask about our financial spending. I just did it. You know, I went on separate vacations without him and tell him at the last minute I'm going on a girls trip. I didn't include him in my day-to-day. I will make decisions on my own, which cause conflict because, once again, you got two dominants. You're not communicating. You're not allowing the person to play their role. And hence, I ended in divorce. But even when I tried to date, because of my attitude, it came across like I was emasculating a man, you know, taking away from his manhood, you know. So it's like, it's okay to be submissive to the right dominant. If that person has your best interest at hand and you trust this person unconditionally, you can allow them to lead. You don't always have to fight. You don't always have to be dominant, because being dominant towards another dominant is not going to lead anywhere. And I truly believe a female should play her part. You understand? It's biblical. I should play my part the way he plays his part. So it's like, I had to learn that the hard way through failed relationships and just through self-growth. And I did that after my accident, 9 years ago. I was angry for a couple years. I was bitter. That came across as aggression. I could tell you a story that I was at Dunkin' Donuts one time and I got banned from Dunkin' Donuts because of my aggression and because of my behavior. And we only have one Dunkin' Donuts in my town. So imagine, I was banned from Dunkin' Donuts. Like, my aggression used to come across a lot because I get it. I got energy. We are all blessed with energy, but my energy is very dominant. You can feel it. I know right now you can feel me. And it's like, imagine if you was in my presence in front of me. Imagine if I was upset and I was at a level 10 talking reckless out my mouth. You understand? So it's like, you have to learn about yourself. And you have to accept your demons and realize your fault. It's okay to apologize. I have apologized to my man a few times. Because sometimes I might say something and he might take it a certain way because of my tone. Because I don't realize the tone that I'm talking in. And he's like, yo, you made me feel some kind of way. And I'm like, you know what? Thank you for sharing that. Because he's not a sharer. He's a big teddy bear. He's about working hard, providing, having a good life. But he's a very old-fashioned redneck Puerto Rican. So it's different. But you have to learn how to submit. You have to learn how to communicate. And the bottom line is, communication is the glue that holds a relationship. And it's okay for us females to still be dominant and be independent. It's a big difference from a female being independent and a female being self-sufficient. Self-sufficient, you get shit done, you handle your business, and you're good. Independent is, I don't want your help. I don't need your help. I'm the fucking boss. Fuck you. You're not going to do shit because I don't need nothing. That doesn't work. If you're going to be in a functioning relationship that there's no arguments and you can communicate, you can feel safe to bring down your walls and communicate, you have to know how to play your part. And I'm speaking from a person that used to say, I'm an independent bitch. No, I'm self-sufficient because now I'm in a relationship. I allow you to provide. I allowed you to lead. I allowed you to make decisions. I communicate with you. I don't play like I'm the head of the household, because once again, you can't have two presidents run a country. Somebody has to take a lead. And as a self-sufficient woman, you have to feel comfortable and respect that person, and you have to trust that person because you're vulnerable. They're seeing you at your most naked part of you. But if you do so, the long run is you don't die alone. You have a best friend that you can communicate with. You don't feel ashamed to say, I'm sorry. You don't feel ashamed to speak and say, I felt this way. I felt ugly because you said this and it made me feel this way. It's okay to be vulnerable with the right person. I just had to share. I told you I was going to share more. I'm more than just the little skits. And maybe my experience can help you, especially the young females. I get it. In my 20s and my 30s, you couldn't tell me shit. But that ended in divorce. That was violence. That was arguing. I have busted out windows to cars. I have flattened cars. I have thrown hammers. I have been violent. I have been the aggressor because I didn't know how to communicate. I didn't know how to say you hurt my feelings. So, just sharing, just telling you what's working for me. You don't have to wait to the age of 48 for you to have a functioning relationship. Tatted loves you.